What up, world? MANION here, founder of Salve, and today we're going to teach you how to make soul butter.
First things first, we're going to collect our tools and equipment, make sure everything's nice and clean. On the left we have our scale for measuring out our ingredients, followed by our immersion blender. You can use a standing mixer and some whisk attachments if you so choose, but I prefer the immersion blender for this product. Cutting board, mixing bowl, a couple glass measuring cups for melting down our products, and cupcake tray there for molding and portioning our lotion bars. Now we are going to prepare our ingredients. As you may know, I like to weigh out everything and set it aside, get it in the appropriate bowl or measuring cup so that it's easily accessible and ready to go when I need it. So I have on the left there my lemon balm extract, apple cider vinegar, vitamin E oil, coconut oil, beeswax on my scale, and my cocoa butter, followed by a beautiful leaf of aloe vera, nice and juicy. Now we will set up a double boil system to melt our waxes and our oils. 2 skillets here, and you want to fill them up half full with water. That water acts as a medium to protect the oils from getting too hot and burning, which is something you definitely don't want. On the right is the cocoa butter and the beeswax, and the left is the coconut oil. If you can throw a lid on your oils and your wax, it will help them melt down more quickly. Now we will be extracting our aloe vera pulp from our aloe vera leaf. This is a pretty fun process here. And usually I do this in bulk and set it aside in a jar for later, but I'm going to show you how to do one individual leaf right now. So you want to cut it open and rinse it first. I always rinse mine with some soap, light soap, and some warm water. So you want to cut it open, and then you can peel it open like so with your fingers, and you'll see that there's all this pulp in there. It's really hard to get out with your fingers, but if you can get a spoon, you can scrape it out just like that. And then of course squeeze out the last little bits there. Take the remaining aloe vera leaf particles out. Now I like to mix mine with apple cider vinegar. It helps preserve it. It's a form of an extraction that I make in-house. A tablespoon of apple cider vinegar to this leaf is what I used right here in this video. And we will add this to our soul butter. And now we can check on our oils. Looks like our beeswax and cocoa butter has melted down completely. Coconut oil is always first to melt. Okay, now things get exciting. So I have my temperature thermometer gun here. We don't really use it like we used it in the soul cream video, but it is nice to have. It will tell you your temperature, and I use Fahrenheit, but you can see our coconut oils at 145, 143, and the cocoa butter beeswax has cooled down now to 165. These oils have been sitting out for a minute. And depending on how hot you let your beeswax and cocoa butter get, usually you'll want it to get up to about 170, 180 to melt the beeswax, but you can let it sit out for a little bit and let it cool down, because your ideal pouring temperature for this solution that we're mixing here will be around 145 degrees. So if you mix it too hot too early, you'll be blending for a while and things may not emulsify properly. So in the bowl I've added my cocoa butter, my beeswax, and my coconut oil. Now, you can use a whisk attachment here with a standing mixer, but I do recommend you use an immersion blender. It just emulsifies the oils really well together. And now we are going to add our vitamin E oil, followed by our lemon balm extract. Now, if you don't have aloe vera or aloe vera gel, that's okay. You can just use regular apple cider vinegar. Just be sure to follow the directions on the recommended ounceage. And I am preparing a bulk recipe here, so everything is in larger amounts than the standard recipe on the website. And now we can add our cocktail of aloe vera gel and apple cider vinegar to the oils. Now we are going to clean the sides of our bowl real quick before we get mixing. This will be pretty soft here, but it is not the product that we want right now. So you want to try and clean the coconut oil, cocoa butter, and beeswax there off the side of the bowl. And then we're going to blend it all up. What's going to happen here is the emulsification process. And what you're going to see is basically the beeswax, the coconut oil, and the cocoa butter become extremely well blended and thicker, specifically because of beeswax emulsification properties, which do exist. They're minute compared to emulsification wax, but also because of the apple cider vinegar that we're adding to this lotion. Just like when you make a salad dressing and you add vinegar to the oil with the blender to thicken it, and it can hold its shape like that. It expands and becomes creamier. The same idea is happening here with our sole butter, only because of the harder oils we're using, it's going to cool down, and as it solidifies, maintain its creaminess while still becoming a solid. And next we will be cleaning the sides of our bowl here. Common practice when making lotion, really. You just want to clean the sides and put that excess lotion back down into the center and continue blending. We're not quite ready to pour yet. We need our temperature to be at least around 145 degrees. This blending process does not take very long. The oil does cool rather quickly, so you want to just continue blending here. And if you have a thermometer gun, it's very useful because you can continue to check the temperature as you blend. And the ideal pouring temperature is going to be around 145 degrees, but I can tell by looking at this product that it is ready. So next step, we will pour the lotion into the mold. And you can use any mold that you would like, a square mold, a kitten-based mold, donut mold, whatever you prefer. I like the cupcake mold. It's what I've used since the beginning. People seem to like the shape. Give the product 5-10 minutes to cool. It might stay warmer for longer depending on your ambient room temperature. But once the bars have cooled to room temperature, to get them out of your mold, I like to place them in the refrigerator. Do not place them directly in the freezer because they will crack and it kind of ruins your finished product. However, it is still usable, but you have to let it gradually cool down. You can't cool it too quickly. And that is how we make sole butter. Thank you everybody for watching. Please be sure to check out the full recipe and other great recipes on our website, www.solesalve.co.